Hello, Slabbity. Hello, Valvatrix. Running a little bit late. Actually woke up at 9:40 today. I look at up, look at the clock, and it was roughly the sound I made. I mean, running out the door, basically. Not literally, since, yeah. Happy New Decade, Venters. And hello, Myron. Hello, SJ. Did I don't think I did I? I kind of did. But... Well, I'm doing a review run, Myron, so... It's actually arguably harder to do what I'm doing than a normal 4-job Fiesta. Because I have to pretend I don't know things. Actually, let's go ahead and do this and stop holding back. Really? God dang it. Alright, whatever. Whatever. Good morning, SJ. Hello, Hazardous. Happy New Year. God, Kira's outpaced so quickly in this game. It's true in the original SNES version, too. It was later games that started scaling spells more with spell power than with innate power. Like in FF6, even Cure 1 is actually still useful later on because of how high your spell power can get. That's not true in FF4 original and FF5. You'll notice in the DS version of FF4, they did make it scale more with spell power, so Cure 1 keeps being useful later on. This is the GBA version. Myron, also known as the good version. Where am I at? Yep, nope, I'm right where I thought I was. Happy New Year, Tokyo. Happy New Year, Hazardous. So let's go to this Crescent Island and let's get into a random encounter with birds. It's actually bad. Okay. So as I was saying, since we made it, I mean, I don't know anything about that, Myron, but you can ask other people if you want to. Oh God, it's another quake! What the crap? The ship! This is one of those moments which should technically be an oh god kind of a moment. It's not, as we'll discover in a minute. But I mean, really, we are now stranded on an island in the middle of nowhere with no means of getting off. We are literally doomed. So, now that we're all gonna die, Gramps used to tell me rock-like monsters hate gold hairpins. Eh. Hey, it's a minstrel. You must be tired from a journey. Here's a song for you. Alright, anybody gonna flex with me? Flex! We even had a Shades flex. Oh my goodness. Tried to catch a black chocobo out in the forest, but he outraced me. Wouldn't chocobo racing be totally extreme? No, I guess not. Yeah, who would like chocobo racing, honestly? Look at this water. It rarely rains here, but the spring just keeps bubbling up. Sometimes you can hear strange noises coming from underground. Gives me the creeps. Yeah, so this is a good time to mention that this is an island built on a giant mechanized repair facility. The problem is this facility is slowly breaking down, because nobody's been maintaining it for however many bajillions of years. So, yeah, we're having some issues here. Hello, Weodes. Hello, Platy. Hello, Takota. Hello, yeah. Hello, Zakdeft. Hello, Leander. What's the story with the pianos? Well, if you do all of them, you get basically the best song in the game. Ooh, that's actually a good thing, but I really cannot afford that. I'll get 2. And then one of these. And we'll put it on them. And then we should get that. I mean, I could go to the Skull Eater place right now. I just don't have a lot of reason to. Oh yeah, the soil here is really very fertile. The water here is very clean. It basically never rains here. Technically, I guess so, Zakdaft. Hello, Paranoid Android. This old guy's a kick. Tell us again about the ruins. Yo, Pops, these folks want to know about chocobos. Black chocobos were glorious birds born and bred in the forest. Once you mount one, you could only dismount in a forest. But now they're all extinct. You can find the ruins of Ronka on the western continent. What's really weird, though, is the artifacts that are the same as the ones found on this island. I'm sure that's not related to anything at all. Happy New Year, Platinum Pineapple. Is it platinum inside, or is it just like the shell that's platinum? Happy New Year, Aethel, and good morning. Let's get rid of that. Still not good enough. Damn, I can't even afford a single Phoenix down. Oh, whatever. There's only one other place we can go to on this island. It's this little forest down here. So now that we're stranded and doomed... Yes, happy Cyberpunk here. Hopefully. It's getting pushed back. You watch. By the way, if you're paying attention, you'll notice that Monk's damage is slowly being outpaced here. Just a little bit, but we're getting there. Look, I'm just saying that I hope Cyberpunk's actually good. Ugh, okay, that's awful. I'm bringing the nuclear option. Or not. Oh god, I'm about to die, aren't I? Yep, that's death. And game. Okay, so when did I save last? Jesus Christ. I know I didn't save after the shopping trip I just did. Yep, nope.
Your dedication will be rewarded.
Alright, who's donating? Who's donating? I'm going to pretend I never read that, Vigilant. If that's okay with you. I mean, I guess being them catching the guy is a good thing, so there's that. But either way, thank you very much for the donation. And I've put that towards Before the Storm. Alright, so we gotta use the piano again, because I do want to do all those. I mean, it wouldn't even be an official run if we didn't use all the pianos. You're seriously asking me if it's a good thing that people have sociopathic tendencies? That's actually what you're asking. I just want to be clear on this. Okay, so rather than buy armor this time, I'm going to go up here. Hey, Permius. Kaivurul Valem. I spent some time last night looking into different usages for the channel points that people come up with. And I've discovered that those are really not for me. I changed my mind. We're just going to go ahead and buy the gear. Most of these suggestions for things that you could use the channel points for are things like, hey, you could just use it for this thing in Fortnite, or this thing in Overwatch, or this thing in, you know, insert other multiplayer game here. And I'm like, okay, none of that applies to me whatsoever. You could use it to change which song is playing. Yeah, but I play the game music. And just all sorts of suggestions that basically have absolutely no applicability to the way my show works. So, in short, I give up. He's a black chocobo. Oh, they're not extinct after all. Ah. Thunk. You didn't get it. You break him or something? Not funny, old man. Looks like he got something stuck down his gullet. Yeah, so in the original translation, it always felt like he had his crystals stuck like in his wings, jammed into his feathers, and that was, you know, what was preventing him from flying. No, he had swallowed them. And these crystals had been blown here from Karnak. This is where we get Bard and Ranger, consequently. Yeah, I'm getting really tempted to just turn off channel points, assuming that's an option. I should actually look that up. Is that an option? Because, yeah, they seem useless at best. And that's not a good high point, you know? course, I have no idea how to do that because the new overlay is terrible. What do we got here? No, this is not... God, I hate this overlay. You'd think, like, settings would be a thing that would be fairly easy to apply. No. What do we got here? Here we go. Channel points. I found them. Aha! I can just disable channel points. Aw. I can't call them Gil, guys. No, I literally can't. It has to be 4 characters or longer. Ah, well. Anyways, enough screwing around. So funnily enough, we're in a similar situation to what we are when we first got the ship. Except now we can only go to 2 places. We could do Zenny. Use the Capcom method. Well, there's not really Imperial coins, per se. I could cheat and just put a space at the end of Gil. Gil... I probably don't have anywhere near the money to do this, but I'm going to get a save in. Gil! Hello, Mech Specters. Oh, what's up, dude? Don't watch my show, it's really boring. All we're doing is talking about game design and story design. And Lena being dead, because of course she frickin' is. Get up. See, I'd ask Blaine to come up with some ideas for what we could do with the channel points, but... Oh, I'm finished researching it yesterday, Zactaf. I learned all I needed to know within, like, 5 minutes. I'm done. We're good. He's worthless, isn't he? Let's do this. Ah, I haven't... I should go get Shiva, shouldn't I? Since I know where she is, I don't have to pretend I don't know where she is. Galore. No. Zactaf. It's a video game. That's about all I got right now. Well, yeah, I looked up... I was just talking about this, Blaine. I looked up a bunch of things that other streamers are doing, and it's all bullcrap that's either not useful or, like, not applicable. You get to play a match of Fortnite with me. Okay. You get to decide which custom skin I'm using. Okay. You get to decide which song I'm playing because I wouldn't be playing the game music. Okay. Well, it doesn't have to be meaningful, it just has to be something. Right now, it's basically nothing. I'm sincerely debating just turning them off and being done with it. Like, how many of you guys have tens of thousands of points right now? And yeah, so Valvedrix mentioned... One streamer had an option where you could just ban someone for 10 minutes, put them in timeout. Why would you do that? So we got 30,000, 15,000, 7,000. Oh, he flat out tells us how to do the skull switch. Cool. Gotta dance with the dancing girl. I mean, that's just obvious. Platy has 60,000. I am not dancing. Hey, Shikor. I do. It's on the website, Lane, but it's pretty simple. It's like 5 games. Actually, no, it's 4 games in one movie. And flex! I wonder what this looks like. Like, my sleeves are so baggy, you probably can't even see my arm in there. Yeah, I wish I learned piano as quickly as he did. It took me forever to learn piano, and then I lost it immediately. It's like, hey, I can kind of play piano. Yes, I'm secretly Hildebrand. How did you know? Happy New Year, Epitaph. Okay. Can I afford anything? No, of course I can't. Which is a shame, because there's actually some really good stuff here. I wonder if I could make 1,800 gold happen. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it. Just a little more. Because that coral sword is really worth it, especially given what I'm going to be fighting soon. No, I'm not... Damn it, people. Yes, Hildebrand is very silly. Don't do those quests. Nobody likes those quests. Nobody. I already have all those. No, no donuts for me. I mean, I guess I like donuts. I don't know. Yes, Happy New Year. What did you guys end up doing last night anyways? Gonna probably die to these guys. I was telling Gary you guys should pick up an old game, like 6 or whatever, and play it while getting drunk. I don't know, did you end up playing anything, or did you just end up chilling? God dang it. It's a Secret Hitler. That works. That works. We yeah, you know what, let's just kind of do this. Yeah, I couldn't rename him Valdrix, so I figured screw it. 2 Game of Thrones episodes. That doesn't sound like a good thing to do while drunk, man. Avengers Endgame, that's a good one. I know one person in Australia set it up so that as soon as he said, I'm Iron Man, that's when the fireworks went off. I didn't do jack. I was working last night. Although, funny story. So you might wonder, Laura, why did you wake up so damn late today? Well, at midnight they set off fireworks here, which woke me up. It was really confusing because I'm just like, and I didn't understand why I was awake because I'm like, check the time. Okay, it's midnight. Okay, why am I awake? And then the second barrage went off, and it's like, oh, okay, got it. Comprehension. Anyways, what I looked for in an RTS is variety in non-direct attack options, interface, HUD, that kind of thing. I look for StarCraft 2 and Red Alert 3. That's what I look for. Seriously, Takoida? Jesus. I'm just going to run from this one. In fact, I'm going to run from this one, too. I ain't getting old. I'm just needing to be buried at the right time, because... I mean, GDQ is next week, so that'll be fun for my sleep schedule. Speaking of which, anybody hoiped for GDQ? Oh god, how does Dawn have that much time off? Jesus. I mean, I'm taking the week off too from streaming. I'm going to be focusing on recording stuff. So I'm actually not going to be watching GDQ. If you're paying attention, the guys in town actually told you how to do this puzzle, which is kind of neat. Don't abuse it policy. I'm just going to take it. Oh, God. I'm just going to take a week off. No, it's cool. It's cool. But yeah, I need to record a bunch more Lord Durers episodes, and I need to... Well, I need to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and finish up all of the TNG and DS9 stuff that's left. We'll see if I manage that, because Tuesday I have to go check out the ear doctor, and Thursday? Whatever the 8th is, I have to go and be on someone else's show. I'll be on Other Lores, that is to say, Lore Reloaded's channel. I'm also hanging out with Third on Tuesday. And I guess that's it. Speaking of which, by the way, just as an FYI, guys, I'm not going to be streaming this Saturday. Like, I might, but signs are pointing towards no. Because that's when we're having our Christmas party. So... 8th is Wednesday. So Tuesday I'm hanging out with Third. Wednesday I'm going to be on Lore Reloaded's show. And then the rest of the time I'm going to be cooking and recording it and editing it. Or working on the TNG and DS9 stuff. Not sure if which one I'm going to focus on yet, but, something. What's funny about this place, by the way, is this is actually a pretty good place to grind, just because of how quickly and easily you can mash through these enemies. On what, Mike Romano? No, I'm going to hopefully remember to give Third his Christmas present, not forget this time like a moron. Still pissed about that. Hey, that was all worthless. No, the reason we're doing it then is because that's when everyone has free. Like, everyone was busy last weekend, and everyone was busy the weekend before, so this is the first weekend that everyone involved can actually make it. You know, adult problems, right? What are you doing on Christmas? Well, I'm going to be busy with such and such and this and that. Okay, what are you doing the week after Christmas? Well, eventually, I'll have some time off. Actually, I still have to wrap a couple of the presents now that I think about it. Yeah, Zactaf, although that's pretty much bog standard at this point. That's been true since the 90s. I love it. Lena can't even kill one thing. Oh, got you, Mike Romano. Well, first of all, if I did have a religious affiliation, I wouldn't tell you it. But second of all, no, I'm not Orthodox or whatever. Lisa. What game is Lisa? Or is that an acronym for Life is Strange Apocalypse or something like that? Oh god, run, 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 run. This is why this place is dangerous to farm, right there. Stupid things. And then, no, I haven't even heard of it. I'm guessing it's on Steam or something? Or is it on the Switch? Or the PS4? I got all three of those. Sure, go ahead. She just now got that. I'm gonna stick with it for a bit. Well, it looks really gory. Yeah, I've never even heard of this. A life-ruining gaming experience. I'm trying not to make a World of Warcraft joke. I mean, what's that one woman who was like, oh my god, I neglected my kids because I was playing WoW. Because, you know, she's a really, really horrible mother. Oh. Someone of my stature. Well, that's probably not on the forbidden list, but that's up to people who are not me. I don't really decide what I stream. For good or for ill. Next thing I'm streaming is Jedi Fallen Order. Which I have no idea what to make of that one. Oh, hello. Okay. See, Quest 64 is only a life-ruining experience if you actually beat it. And yes, I realize that I've beaten Quest 64. Yes, that's right. I actually blame all of my life's problems on the fact that I defeated Quest 64. Hello, Thunderline. Hello, Saildeer. Yeah, let's do this. Hopefully, let's save. Let's save. No reason. So this is why I saved. Yeah, honestly, I'm probably going to play Jedi Fallen Order on easy. Because, you know, I'm a scrub. And I don't like Dark Souls, so... no, Salder, I'm starting to think you're just straight up lying to me. What the hell, Salder? For which one, Thunderline? For this game? Because, I mean, we're not even a third of the way through the game yet, so... We're working on it. Hey, you're back! Yeah, we found the Crescent Island, but the fire-powered ship sank. Oh? Whatever, we'll just build another one. Only ship in the entire world that sails without wind. Yeah, we'll just build another one. So we found your father. He was in Karnak. From there he moved on to the desert of Shifting Sands. Shifting Sands, you say? It's the desert to the west of here where the sand flows like water. It's impossible for people to enter. They say the past the desert is the town of ruin. But no one can actually get there to see. If no one can enter, how'd the desert king manage? Good question. Witnesses claim to see him floating in midair. Woo! Come on, it's not like we're getting any closer to that desert by sitting around here. Doesn't matter how close we get to it if we don't know how to get in it. Maybe we'll be inspired. Don't tell me you're afraid of sand, old man. When I was your age, we crossed burning sand every day and we liked it. Yes, he actually just said that. I didn't make that up. Where's Greg? Okay, so I do need to heal pretty badly here. It's the main reason I came here. So is normal the second difficulty up from easy, or like the third? Like, how many difficulty options are there? Whoop, hello. Somehow that doesn't surprise me, Liberated. I mean, this is the only Chocobo that's actually a character in the entire franchise, really. Well, hang on, let me check the logs manually, Saldir, but I'm guessing it's not going to tell me anything, because it never does. It's like, no, he didn't sub to you, what are you talking about? And, yep, you are not on the list. Of course you're not. You know, Saldir, you always... This has happened like 3 months in a row. I totally subbed to you. Are you sure? Yeah, no, I did. Anyways, put it towards Assassin's Creed Syndicate. No, comma. I mean, like, doing a movie rumination on it, period. Anyways, I do believe you, Salder, so thank you very, very much for the sub. Very much appreciate your invisible subs that no one can ever see, as always. You know where you want to put that one? How does one vote on what? Because we got 3 concurrent votes going right now. I did, Valvedrix. Yes, I did. Pretty sure. Like, I'm like 90% certain. Like, if you go to the vault right now, you should see $1 put towards it, which I'm pretty sure is it. Hey, look, here's this random town up here. Well, considering I'm up to date on the document, it better be updated. Well, that would cut out everyone in this channel, Saldir. I'd also explain why you can't see your own subs. That it's a game on Steam that's available for PC that I'll probably be able to stream without issues, Zarktaft. That's what my research told me. All I care about when it comes to researching a game is whether or not it's playable and whether or not it'll be interesting to stream. And it's pretty easy to determine if a game's interesting to be streamed. Is it text-heavy? No, then we're okay. Look at all these cute sheep. They're so cute. They're the cutest little sheep. Ah! Yes. And now I have a new song. Woo! Get kicked by a sheep, learn a new song. How do I... Oh, I always have music going, Aethel. 100% of the time. What are you talking about, Thunderline? This isn't an RPG. Utter insanity. So, right. I never actually answered Blaine's question. Basically, everything is the answer. Like, everything that you... If you donate bits, if you donate directly, if you subscribe, or if you go through Patreon, all of those things can all be put towards whatever I end up running. I have a nice, big, complex spreadsheet to keep track of it all. Which is up to date, Valvedrix. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and push the RNG here a little bit. Oh no, it's just whatever I'm in the mood for, Ethel. These are actually really good to farm. But only if you're set up for them, which I am very much not. There he is. That's what I thought. Yeah, Amazon sub totally qualifies. In fact, I'll go ahead and jot it down right now. For Outer Worlds. Now, just as an FYI, I'm not playing Outer Worlds until it comes out on PC. But it is something I've been allowing people to put money towards, because I know several people want that to be run. And it's like June, I think? Something like that? I don't know. No, I haven't gotten around to it yet, period. I'll watch it during the break today, period. Yeah, I know. But A, screw the Windows Store, and B, screw the Windows Store. Actually, yes, Aethel. He flat out said there's a guy there's an old man dressed up in a cloak who's got, who'll zap you with lightning in the forest to the east of here. Like, I just talked to the MP. Whoa! Right. I need to fix that. Let's do this. Right, and Sildear wants to put it towards Ghost of Tsushima, which I think we finally have a release window, don't we? For the first time in, like, years. Look, I'm really certain FF5, of all games, is not getting a walkthrough-itis. This game really tells you where everything is. Happy New Year's! Exclamation mark. How late did you guys stay up? Question mark. So, I was talking with my friends last night about this game, basically trying to come up with some story positives or negatives. We failed. We just frickin' failed. Like, the game has story, it's just there, for the most part. It's not that good, but it's also not that bad. And that's the point. That's why there are no positives or negatives. It's just there. It's like, okay. Like, we'll see if it gets any positives later on. I'm just paying attention, but as of this point, no. It's a serviceable story. It's better than having a bad story. So, you know, that's something. Happy New Year, Southern. Not really, Aethel. At least not in my opinion. I suppose it would depend on the circumstances. Like, if there was literally no story, then yeah, no, that would suck. But, you know, as is, that's fine. He's actually vulnerable to stop. That's hysterical. Later than me, comma. I had to work today, exclamation mark. Funnily enough, I'm not actually set up for this fight at all, but I'm still doing surprisingly well. Because he's vulnerable to stop and slow. You'll notice he didn't do anything for several rounds, that's because he's vulnerable to stop. Phone hugs, exclamation mark. Hug. So, let's go ahead and use Ramu there. So yeah, our summoner's actually doing pretty good at this point. I'm sure plenty of people have, Blaine. I bet there are people who are prepping for that. Especially in states where that's legal right now. Which I don't know. I know that's legal in Oregon? Or no, it's Washington, isn't it? It's Washington. Because my cousin... Yeah, agreed, Valvedrix. It's legal in Missouri now? Wow. That's actually a little surprising. I'm guessing it's not legal in Kansas. Just wild guess. Hey, Regibrock. Okay, let's go get Shiva while we're at it, shall we? Kansas is a cesspool, I agree. Which is why I'm never going back. Here we'll do. Yes, Final Fantasy is actually illegal in some states in the United States because of the 1937 law against fun, which was signed into office by President Nixon, actually. I just realized I have a second Elven Mantle. I should put that thing on. Yes, Cashel. President Nixon in 1937. I'm just going to stop the sentence there. I've said all I need to say. Alright, let's see if we do a little bit better this time. Oh, wrong thing. Where's my frickin' haste? There it is. And his name was John Cena! Sorry. That was in response to Cashel's comment. Hey, Dream Whisperer. Hey, Shiva, remember me and dying to you 3 times? Yeah, piss off. Look, it's not illegal if the president does it. Not worth the time. Which version of 4 are you playing, Regibrock? Because there's... Of the, like, 6 versions, there's 3 separate super bosses. Ah, the PC. Well, good luck, because they're mean. Like, they're actually quite mean. I don't even remember what I did when I did it. I know I had a whole strategy for it. I didn't looking forward to the... I haven't even looked at the schedule yet. Like I said, I'm going to be working the whole week. I'm going to turn the stream on to GDQ, and then I'm going to go and record videos. I say that so sadly. It's because it actually kind of pisses me off, but I mean, there's nothing else I can do about it. I feel like there was one thing that caught my eye. Let's see if I can get to the chocobo. There we go. Hang on. GDQ. Let's get the schedule up here. GDQ starts this coming Sunday, Leander. This will be a GDQ, of course. Where's the schedule? Here we go. Okay, so... Untitled Goose Game. No, I'm not looking forward to that. There was something that caught my eye. I don't remember what it is now. They're doing another Trauma Center. I usually like Trauma Center runs. Of course, I like Trauma Center in general. They're doing an any percent of Pokemon X and Y. That should be interesting. Oh yeah, they're doing... So there's actually... I really want to see this run. Because I'm curious how a speedrunner runs it. They're doing Subnautica. Problem is it's in the middle of the night for me, so I'm probably going to watch that one on the VOD. They're doing Devil May Cry 5. That'll be awesome. Marvel's Spider-Man. That'll be awesome. How do you beat Spider-Man in 50 minutes? What else we got here? Oh yeah, there it is. This is what I was thinking of. Not Cadence of Hyrule, though that's awesome. Not Metal Gear Solid 3, though that's awesome. Not Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, though that's awesome. No. There is a relay they're doing between Mega Man 4, 5, and 6. Which is going to include a few people. PJ, Darkman, a bunch of people I don't actually recognize. That's the one that caught my eye. Oh yeah, they're also doing an FF8 speedrun. Which should be interesting. Anyways, Doom 4. Yeah, people have already put money towards Doom 4. In fact, I think Doom 4 is technically in the already funded category because there's so many people who put money towards it. Yep, Doom 4 is already in the already funded category. Hey, Damashi. I'm actually curious what they're going to do with it. I haven't paid attention to FF8 speedruns in years at this point. Not since I was looking into the tasks. Sorry, Doom 5, whatever. The new Doom, the one that isn't out yet. I don't care what number it is. Stupid frickin' Master Fragment. Yeah, the Doomy Doom Doom. The sequel to Doom 4. I'm just going to call it Doom 5. I hope you like it, Thunderlion. I think FF8 is a very flawed game, but I think there's some really good stuff in there, so... And that makes me kind of the weirdo, admittedly. So I was just thinking to myself, I actually am not sure how I'm going to beat this next boss. I should be putting some of my mind and attention onto that, rather than thinking about GDQ next week. This is actually one of the earlier bosses that can cause issues. Next boss is the worm. The sandworm. Dune joke. If you say so, Zach Daft. I mean, the 2020 is an election year here in the States, so that should be fun. I can't wait for Polemic Day. In case you're wondering, I'm mostly just saving my mana, although I can use a little bit, I guess. I might go ahead and do that. Like, that's basically my backup plan, is I'll go ahead and get Aqua Rake. Actually, Aethel, I don't remember if I asked you this during the FF8 run. If you had to pick one thing that was your least favorite aspect of FF8, what would you pick? Just out of curiosity. Like, I can pick my least favorite thing about 6, for example. Not you, Valvedrix. Eyes on Me. Yeah, I don't care for that song either. Not just because of the fact that I don't like the song, but because of the fact that every frickin' time I stream that game, I have to mute it. I love this, by the way. Their overall plan to get across the sand is, why don't we just summon a worm and then kill it and then use it as a bridge? So this guy is super weak to water damage. To my knowledge, at this point in the story, there's only one source of water damage. And I don't have it, consequently. checking something. Yeah, sadly, so just about every FF has a damage type that's actually pretty rare. And due to its rareness, a lot of enemies don't have vulnerability, or don't have weaknesses, or, sorry, don't have, they're not resistant to it, or they don't absorb it. You know, holy damage in 7, water damage in 5 and 6. By the way, this guy counters magic attacks, so that's fun. Interesting, Valvedrix. See, I'm kind of slow-moding this if you didn't catch this. Yeah, ironically enough, if I had to pick my least favorite thing about FF8, it would probably be the basketball scene. If I had to pick from the gameplay axis of things, admittedly, the level scaling would be pretty high on my list. Why would I be mega cheating? This is a review. The whole point is to cheat as little as possible for a review. Oh, well, I won't talk about the basketball scene then, but what I will talk about is I really dislike the level scaling. Like, a lot. God dang it, I just... Fine, whatever. Whoa, she crit for 10, guys. Honestly, the problem is I don't think I can pick just one big thing about 8. It's one of those Breath of the Wild situations. There's like 4 or 5 connected gameplay points that are all tied into the way they do power progression, and I don't like how they connect with each other. So, like, the way they connect to each other. There you go. That's my least favorite thing about FF8. We do try to avoid unrelated spoilers, Thunderlion. Age doesn't really excuse that. And I know what you're thinking, but that's insane! So, just a few years ago, a friend of mine played FF7 for the first time. And he managed to go in relatively unspoiled. And he wanted to go in unspoiled. And that's kind of becoming more and more of a thing, as basically another generation of people are starting to become gamers and starting to get into games, you know? So we're starting to see more and more examples of people who don't want to be spoiled on games. So that's usually my role. Try to avoid unrelated spoilers. Like, I'm not going to talk about how it was his sled over in, say, Star Wars here, because this is a Final Fantasy stream. I don't think I've ever slow-moded this fight this much, but it's working, so whatever. That sounds kind of like the idea I had, Leander, where you could draw in combat, and it gave you, like, a buff that only lasted for that combat. You know, it was basically a temporary limit break kind of a deal. This is a cool boss fight, in all honesty. So he counterattacks magic, he's incredibly weak to water, and technically the way the fight is coded is it's not him moving, it's the slot itself moving. So if you attack an empty slot, you get counterattacked. So you need to actually target where he is, and he moves constantly, and it's just a neat little mechanic. And that's FF5 in a nutshell. Neat boss mechanics. I'm going to go save, however, because I was a little worried about that fight. I didn't know that until I was watching the speedrun, Aethel, but I do know that now. It's actually funny because the first thing like that I became aware of was the Black Waltz number 3, who will never attack Garnet. Carefully. There we go. Okay, now if we had the blue magic of Whatchafig, we would just be wrecking this place. However, we don't. So we're gonna kind of push through here. Oh, for God's sakes, fine. Let's see what Blizzard does. Let's see what ice does to the desert creatures, shall we? Not bad. I actually did know you got married. Congrats, by the way. Have fun. Happy New Year. Take care. Don't be a stranger. I know I work every single day of the week, but still. Hey, Ginger Ninja. Seriously, am I the only one streaming today? Well, that's why I don't want to get Nazi about it, Sildear, but I do think a degree of basically respect is always called for. Like, I'm not just going to randomly blurt out, insert spoiler here for something completely unrelated right now. Because that's just disrespectful in general, right? I don't know who's going to be watching this stream, especially since I'm talking in front of like 50 people, and this is going to go on a VOD, which unknown many of people over the next 50 years could watch, right? So, I'm a little more strict about it because I'm basically in a public space right now. Now, if I'm just talking with a friend, you know, that's a little bit different. But it's the whole, you know, don't spoil the movie while you're walking out of the theater thing, you know, which an astonishing number of people do in my experience. You know, talking about the movie as they're walking out of the theater, and it's like, guys, there's a line of people right there in line to see the movie you're chatting about. In fact, I've told this story before. During the Infinity War viewing, we were walking out, and there was a line of people right there at the door waiting to come in, and like 3 or 4 people in the crowd, not anybody I knew, just random people, were just chatting, and like, me and more than 2 other people were like, whoa, yo. And they're like, oh, sorry. They in deference to them, they did stop, but it's funny to me how it didn't occur to them in the first place. It's like, you... Come on! This isn't even, like, a big deal. It's just respect. Just think about it for a second. Anyways, I'm sorry. Moving on. But yeah, I've been a film geek since I was a kid. And it's pretty much all because of my mom. Because she is also a film geek. I mean, it's an understandable thing, Salder, but you can see why I'm pretty against that. And yes, I know the Homer Simpson thing. I saw the tweet by Mark Hamill. Be careful, there's a lot of Homers out there. Okay, we made it. Can't believe it was his sled. Oh, come on! What's funny is when Gary and I used to go see movies just by the two of us, we'd just stay basically quiet until we got into the car. And then we'd just chat about it the whole way home in the car. Because, you know, that's a fairly normal human reaction, right? Wanting to talk about the movie you just saw. Yes, I did, Zach Taft. Aethel did too. Aethel even responded to you about it. Yeah, as I've mentioned before, I don't actually Twitter. I have a Twitter account. But I pretty much use it just for announcements with regards to the show. So I don't really Twitter in the verbal sense of the word. Verb sense of the word. It's like Blue Wolf Alex. He goes to Twitter constantly. It's all he does, nonstop. He's addicted to it. I'm not like that. Thank you very, very much, Blue Wolf Alex. Very much obliged. Appreciate, and Happy New Year's. You happen to know where you want to put that one? An answer to what, Zach Taft? I didn't see a question there. Oh, how morally repugnant is it? Sorry, I didn't realize that was a question. Sorry, I didn't realize that was a question. You know, that's like 5, something like that. Damn it, I was just kidding, Blue Wolf Alex. I'm sorry. Nah, it's okay. I know plenty of people who Twitter as a regular thing. I'm just not one of them. Nothing personal. No judgment, just I don't internet. Like, I have a Tumblr too, but I don't Tumblr. It's a Q&A thing. Although I'm falling really behind on my Q&A because people keep asking me really nice, complex questions, which makes me look at it and go, ugh, I don't have time to answer that right now. So I'm kind of falling behind on Twitter, or Tumblr. In fact, like, someone asked me a question recently. This is actually like a month ago at this point. So you have to do a multimedia project in Star Wars set between 2000 to 1000 in the EU. You have total creative freedom, but it must include the story of Darth Ruin. What do you do? And I just stare at that like, oh god, there's so much to do there. I don't know how to do that. Good evening, Rotu. Happy New Year. Terran Empire versus Dominion. Which Dominion? I suppose I should ask which Terran Empire too, but I imagine you mean the Star Trek. Either way, Dominion would crush the Terran Empire like a bug. Not really, Finger Muffin. Like, I know they're there. I know they exist. Oh, I should go do this really quick. I think it's over here. Maybe? Maybe I'm misremembering. Oh, God. No, you are allowed to add. The only rule for adding new things at this point is you have to do it with money. Like, you can't just say, I suggest such and such, and then it sits there with no money put towards it. No, you have to suggest with money, because we've already had problems with that. But since you are suggesting with money, then yeah, you can add Trails of Cold Steel 1 to the list. Oh yeah, by the way, Ferris is Lena's sister. Spoiler alert! I'm laughing because FF5 basically doesn't have any spoilers. Not really. I knew it. You really are my sister. I'm sorry. I wasn't certain at first. Okay, fine, Valvedrix. That's the one. But they keep having these fake spoilers in FF5. I wonder if that was on purpose. Like, remember, Ferris being a woman was a spoiler, which is just kind of... That's kind of weird, actually, Sildre, but I guess that's up to individual opinion there. I'm sorry, I wasn't certain at first, and then I didn't think I should tell you. I've already jotted it down for Trails 1, Blue Alex. You got it. Thank you again. It's going to be funny because what's probably going to happen is we're probably going to play 2 before 1 because of how the priority system works. Because 2 has, like, however many hundreds of dollars put towards it, and 1 has 2. We must have gotten separated when we fell. Alright, you know what? I've come up with a story positive for this game. He'll be okay. He's a tough old cuss. I'm sure we'll run into again later. Come on, let's get going. Oh, wait, just one cotton pick a minute. That was awfully quick decision to ditch me. Yikes. Sorry. And this is the story positive. This song. I'm kidding. I am not kidding, though. I do have an actual story positive to add to this game. The comedy, exactly. There you go. One story positive. Where's the story? Where's the story? There it is. One story positive. I agree. Spaceballs is the worst film ever. I hope you look forward to my Spaceballs rumination later this year. Oh, I hate the portraits in the GBA version. In fact, you guys say there's technically no story negatives yet. That's just because we haven't filled up the aggregate yet. There is actually an aggregate story negative we've been filling. I suppose I should show that on screen. Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money. Suppose that was a warp device. After not being used for so long, activating it must have caused an overload. Well, wherever we are, I sure hope we're not stranded here. That would be terrible. I mean, to this day, I consider Exdeath the strongest villain of the entire franchise. Make of that what you will. I was going to say, there's a crappy anime for this game, too. Really, really, really crappy. So, Spaceballs is my personal favorite Mel Brooks film, Aethel. What makes Exdeath strong? Basically everything. So what happened is, back during the war against Enuo, after Enuo was defeated, all of the evil spirits and entities that served Enuo were all gathered up, and all the evils of the planet were all gathered together and sealed within a tree. Now, that was an incredibly stupid decision, and that tree is Exdeath. Or rather, the combination of every evil entity on the entire planet is Exdeath. So... I mean, there's other reasons, but that really explains right by itself why Exdeath is so damn strong. He is literally an amalgamate of a lot of powerful things. Yeah, I know, Caspian. Pretty much, Mr. Red. Like, there's other evil things that aren't him. In fact, he summons them in the third world. And they all work for him willingly. Because of course they do. So now we have an airship. Ho, ho, ho. Now I have an airship. Oh, there we go. It's an airship. I've only heard of these. I can't believe I'm getting to see one in the flesh. You know what I mean. Boss time. Yeah, exactly, Leander. Probably the only example of that, really. Thankfully, I bothered to go get Ramu. So, this should be a quick fight. The idea is the Crayclaw, because that's what it's called for some reason, was basically hanging on to the airship when we activated it, and so it was woken up by the fact that we activated the airship and like, what the hell, man, and comes up and starts attacking us. But yeah, very weak to thunder damage. Looks like damage to the ship was minimal. We can use parts from the fire-powered ship to make the airship good as new. Sid, if you're going to thank me, I don't need to hear it. Okay. I just realized I need to add part of the story aggregate negative. It's the same problem 4 has. There's several set pieces that just basically don't make sense. Like, think about this for a second. Sid and Mid come here on a flying chocobo to take the chocobo back because we asked them to take care of the chocobo. When they get here, they have no plan or possibility of leaving. While they are here, by complete coincidence, we hit a switch which happens to cause the whole area to rumble, which makes the earthquake happen, which makes them fall into the airship, which we then find, so they can now be here with us on the airship. Like, I like Star Wars, so I'm kind of used to coincidences and storytelling, but that's insane. So, yeah. And honestly, I think that will actually fill out the story negative. In fact, what's funny is I just noticed the other story negative I gave to the aggregate was for another stupid coincidence. So we're just going to give stupid coincidences a negative to story. And also the portraits. And we're just going to bake those two into one. So there you go. We are up to net 0 in story. Whew. I don't think that's overkill, especially since they lost Zektev. Okay, so I don't actually think there's anything I can really do right now. I'm trying to remember. I've been there. I've been there. I got that. I suppose that's fair, Blue Elf Alex, but there's a big difference between coincidences and I'm going to do something that actually makes no sense that then coincidentally moves the plot forward. Maybe I need another word other than coincidences. Like being back at home and taking over the kingdom. Contrived might work. Because the whole point is that it's like imagine if I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna walk to the nearby grocery store on foot because that'll just happen to put me in position for where the plane just happens to crash that contains R2-D2 and blah, 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 right? Like, the coincidence itself of the plane crashing where I am isn't the problem. The problem is I decided to walk to the grocery store to go buy groceries, which is stupid. Like, that's the problem I'm focusing in on here. Our guard is severely weakened by monster raids, but there's no way we can recover without our princess. I can't stay. You have a responsibility to this kingdom. Yes, but I have a responsibility to the world. Right now, we're all in danger. What's more, Father is still alive, and I... Princess, 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 princess. Until that time, hold things together, Chancellor. Okay, I guess I'll just take control of the kingdom for you. Basically, yeah, Aethel. There's other ways we could mitigate these issues. Just to name one quick example. Rather than having Sid and Mid decide to take a flying chocobo back to a forest they don't know where it is, in order to leave it there with no plans of escape, why not make it so that, for example, they don't take the black chocobo back at all, they're just taking care of the black chocobo, and they find a piece of equipment which happens to be related to the thing we're discovering. So they come to the same ruins we are, which is actually the Ronka ruins. They hit the same teleporter we did. The teleporter didn't break in our absence. They teleport right behind us. So basically what happens is we're going through and they're following like right behind us, and we're just killing all the monsters, unknowingly clearing the path for Sid and Mid. In fact, I would even move the boss forward before we find the airship. And then as we kill the boss, we're like, whew. And that's when Sid and Mid show up like, man, this is great. And we're like, what, huh? Is anything wrong for us? Not wrong. Just strange. I was a wee lass when I fell overboard. Between that and the shock, I forgot a lot of my life here. But for some reason, being back here, just being in this room is making those memories return. Camera pan into the past. Cura, Curaga. Yeah, exactly, Aethel. I've been told before that I'm not actually... Well, okay, I've actually been told I'm a good writer most of my life. I don't think I'm a good writer, but I have been told many times that I'm a good editor. And the older I get, the more I think that should probably be the job I actually slot myself into. You know, let other people write the stories, then I go through and be like, well, hang on, let's fix this here and let's fix this here. In Hollywood, they call those script doctors, which get very, very little attention. In fact, a lot of script doctors literally don't get credited for doing it. They get paid, they just don't get credited. I would say so, Caspian. Yeah, script doctors do make a lot of money, because, of course they do. Hi, Lena. Tomorrow me and Pop are going to ride the Windrake. Papa, Papu. Flying high up's supposed to be the bestest thing ever, Papa says. When you look down at them, all the people are supposed to look like they cast float on themselves. Shouldn't that be Minnie? Wait, it is Minnie! Ah, that's right. It looks like they were minied. No, I know other lore. It's something that comes across in my show all the time because I'm constantly talking about all of the script rewrites that happen in TNG or DS9. As I've said before, an average script of TNG or DS9 will go through about 7 to 9 rewrites before it finally gets to the copy that the actors are handed. Like, that's normal. Perhaps we should keep this a secret from the Chancellor for now. He would only make a big fuss if he knew, and he certainly wouldn't let you leave the palace again. Yeah. Then we have to get out there and find Papa. Which we already did, but I'm doing this out of order, so whatever. What Aethel says, Thunderline. Ever since Princess Lena left, the Chancellor's been at wit's end. I like that. This is going to sound horrible, but I like the idea that they're so dependent on their dynasty that they literally cannot function without their leaders. Like, the king leaves, and they're like, oh my god. And then the princess leaves, and they're like, oh my god. And they just can't cope at all. That's not my cynicism laughing, I swear. Where the hell is the Chancellor? Chancellor. Oh, he's in the throne room. I should have known. Nope, he's not. We have to have the fake ending of the game there. Spoilers! See, I'm okay with spoiling 5, because I'm reviewing 5. It was his sled. Wait. How do we eat? We don't know how to eat. I'm actually not going to answer that question, Thunderlion. Nah, I guess I could. As long as nobody responds to me. Deal? No one respond to the comment I'm about to give on the latest Star Wars film. Don't worry, there'll be no spoilers. Because, you know, unrelated spoilers. We had a whole discussion about this. So without spoilers, I want you to imagine that you're going to a buffet, okay? And you're at the buffet, and there's some really, really good food in the buffet. And then there's some really, really crap food at the buffet. And you have to eat all of it, for whatever reason, to keep the analogy going. That's the latest film for me. And I mean that with total sincerity. You have to kind of chop the film up into individual moments in order to really properly dissect it, because some parts are great and then some parts are terrible. And that's my thoughts on the film in a nutshell. Funnily enough, I could say the same thing about the 8th film as well, but I shouldn't talk about that one because that's violating my own rule. Well, no, because you can still enjoy it in a vacuum, Shikor. At least I can. Compartmentalize, man. There's the Chancellor. Princess, this staff has been kept in your family for generations. Take it. I'm sure you can find it of use. Ah, don't walk through me! Diamond Bell. That's not a staff. It's useful. It's not a staff. Alright, so we just got Ashura, which I don't think I can actually use right now. I am correct. I know, Shikor. Like, the problem is, I like to use food analogies, but the problem is you don't have to eat all the food on your plate. So that's the one way in which food analogies don't work. Actually, how's he doing on Summoner? I really want her to finish Knight. She's not, at this rate, she's not going to finish Knight until the second world, though. Spoilers, there's a second world. I'm gonna look something up really quick. I could just test it, but I'm just gonna look it up really quick. Just need to figure out what spells they can cast at what level. Let's see. So I can't cast Titan Golem or Catabaplos. How do you pronounce that? For years, I have had no idea how to pronounce that word. You know, Shote. How do you pronounce this? It's Greek. Okay, that doesn't help.
Catablepis.
Catablepis. God, that's a hard one. Catablepis. Okay. So based on that, how's our... Oh yeah, so we're going to go and get summoning level 3, and then we're going to switch him off as summoner. And we'll start on Ninja with him. I'm just going to say Shote. Is that cool? Everyone cool with me calling him Shote from now on? Actually, I think Shote's a cool name, but that's neither here nor there. It's certainly better than Snow KO. Okay, sorry. I'm not funny. That's awfully catty of you, Regibrock. Alright, so I did that. Listen, elves should... We all know the elves are Romulans, to begin with. Whatever, let's just advance the plot. Oh my god, look, the town! No! Town is destroyed as the great ancient city of Ronka rises from the ruins. Hi, Samurai Jack. In order to conquer the world. Actually, this is the funniest one to me. So, the Ronkan ruins were built... how do I phrase this? They were built by the ancient Ronkans as, you know, part of their own civilization thing. However, they went ahead and built an entire flying city and everything that includes, and then they realized that doing so was actually costing them because it was using up the energy of the Earth Crystal. So they stopped, and they settled the city down, and they decided to settle as normal people because they saw that they were overusing the crystals, blah, blah, blah. The funny part comes from the fact that all Exdeath has to do is just turn the city back on again, and then sit back and, you know, just kind of relax. Yep. Because just the city being running is draining the Earth Crystal to the point where it's going to shatter. So anyways, they saw the ruins through a telescope because they have a really, really, really good telescope here. This is bad. The Earth Crystal's up there. The ancient Ronkans amplified the Earth Crystal to make their town float. And once they realized amplifying the crystal could make it shatter, they stopped the machine. And then they buried their city for some frickin' reason. Yeah, exactly, Leander. It's like Valkorion. Valkorion's like, and now my evil plan shall come to fruition. Thank you very, very much, Valkorion. Very much appreciate the sub as always. Thank you, sir. But you didn't tell me where you want to put that. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask everyone in chat to stab Valkorion as mercilessly as you possibly can. So, funny story, Otherlord. Mid is not wearing glasses. Oh, I know what his portrait shows, but he is not wearing glasses. Now, here's the funny part. Sid, which I'll show in a second here. Hang on. Sid's gonna stop talk in a second, I swear. There we go. There's Sid. You see Sid? He's wearing glasses. I hate the portraits in this game. That's why it's a negative. So now we have to go hit all of the meteorites and fight 4 bosses in a row. This should be fun. Or no, we only have to fight the 1 boss this time, don't we? We're not doing the 4 bosses yet. My bad. I always get the 2 meteor steps mixed up. Come on. Let's go and grab a save, because I forget which boss is which. I think this one's Titan. One of the 4 is Titan. By the way, this is so stupid. We need to get adamantite to tack onto the ship to make it lighter. Let me make that very clear. We need to add a metal plating to our airship to make it lighter. Yeah, apparently adamantite has air buoyancy. Ori and the Blind Forest. You got it. Boss fight. I forget which one. Is this the turtle? This is the turtle. Okay, this might actually suck. Holy God! Yeah, okay, so there's 2 of my Mark Party members dead. Listen, Leander, you're just thinking too much about this. You need to take your time, man. Just sit back, relax, have a nice cool cup of Yorkshire tea. Ugh! Okay, so here's the deal. My strategy here, for real, is going to rely on a little thing we like to call luck. No, I'm serious. I'm going to keep trying this, but this is probably a reset. I think I can do this. If Lena lives for this round, like that. Let's try one more time. No, I've never streamed Hollow Knight Thunderline. I've never played Hollow Knight, for that matter. Okay, now if Lena lives... It's an angel, other lore. Come on, dude. You know, cute little baby angel cherubim thing. No, I'm with you on that, Saldier. There's a reason I bang on about the 10,000 year thing a lot. Here's a question, fun question for you guys while I get back up to this boss fight. How many of you... Actually, let's do... Hang on, real quick. Oh, let's make sure she's also equipped with this really quick here. She is not. Where is it? Oh, God, do I not have one? There it is. Okay, never mind. He has to have it. I should change her job, then. Let's give her that. Wait, do I have a second one? I should have 2 right now. Oh, no, I used 1. That's right. I'll leave it on him. See what happens. Anyway, sorry, getting back to the topic. What's the one trope that bothers you... No, I have not other lore. The most. Actually, I've seen the other ones. For when it comes to fiction. Like, what is the biggest thing that irritates you when it comes to storytelling? I've just told you mine. It's the Doctor Who syndrome. The total lack of understanding of scale. J.J. Abrams having no idea how far Kronos is from Earth. Or 10,000 years during which nothing happens. You know, that kind of a thing. I hate the fact that people just use big, round numbers because they're big and round without any idea of what they mean or how to implement them. Drives me batty. Come on. Damn, it wasn't enough. Still not enough. I need to do 500 damage before he kills me. Which I might be able to do. Anyways, I've seen, I think, 2 Picard trailers at this point, but if there's a new one, I don't know about it. The one true hero. Yeah, I saw several people say the chosen one. Also, yeah, people not staying dead when they die also bothers me, but the Doctor Who syndrome bothers me much more. I need to do 200 more damage. Ugh, okay. Come on. Shiva. Bring it home. This should do it. Yep. We good. Ladies and gentlemen, Final Fantasy V. In a nutshell. Oh no, there's this boss that creamed me. Okay, let me think about this for a second and redo my strategy. And I one-shot it. No, really, that is FF5 in a nutshell. That is one of the reasons I love this game so much. And that was only one trick I used. There's probably like 3 or 4 separate tricks. In fact, let's look that guy up really quick. Let's look up the Adamantoise. Let's see how many different strategies there are just on the wiki. Never mind the speedruns or the TASes or anything else. Let's just see how many strategies are on the wiki for that boss. I bet it's more than 3. Let's see here. So we've got... He's weak to level 5 death. That's 1. There's the healing strat. That's another. There's the spellbait strat. That's another. There's the ice rod strat. I actually did that one. And then there's just the, bring summoners and toss Shiva at him, which I also technically did. So yeah, that is 4 separate strategies for dealing with that fight. Truth be told, hang on. Other lore, I'm not ignoring you. Truth be told, I do think that a lot of the excellent game design in this game is coincidental, Aethel. But I don't know. I don't know if it's just coincidence that everything lined up perfectly, or if they actually really did put their best foot forward in this game. Doesn't matter for the sake of a review. So, speaking of which... Happy New Year's, Valkorian. I mean, in the interest of fairness, trailers are spoiling in many cases nowadays, which irritates me, but that's actually a completely unrelated problem, and that mostly has to do with trailers being badly designed. That guy unsubbing to you for that is an idiot. There's also a huge gap in between, good trailer, bad trailer. Terminator Genesis, excuse me. Actually, Terminator Genesis and Godzilla King of the Monsters are my 2 favorite examples of trailers that spoil. Terminator Genesis gave away the big plot twist. Godzilla King of Monsters gave away the final battle. Why would you do this? Oh, I know, it's horrible, isn't it, other lore? The more you really analyze trailers, the more you see how badly designed they are. Once upon a time, there were about 5 different trailer studios, as in 5 companies that made trailers. I have had a very strong suspicion, and I have no proof of this, that there's only like 1 or 2 now. That every trailer is being done by the same company. Because it's not the studio that actually does those, for those of you not aware. See, I actually really disagree with that, Blue Wolf Alex, because if you're going to and I want to explain myself, if you're going to a Godzilla film, you're going to see the monsters fight. Giving away the monster fight in the trailer is a spoiler, because that's what you're going to the movie for, right? Like, I distinctly remember when I got to the final battle. I'm not even tell you what it is, but when I got to the final battle in Godzilla King of Monsters, and I was just like, oh man, this is gonna be... This is from the trailer. This is the battle from the trailer. And it was just like a... like letting all the air out of a balloon. Oh, I know Blue Wolf Alex. which makes my point for me, admittedly. My eyes are green screen because what you're seeing right now is a reflection of white light, which is then reflecting off of the thing wrong. It's because I have this anti-reflection coating on my glasses to remove glare. Which I've thought about getting rid of just because people bitch about it so much, but no, I'm going to keep it because it does reduce the amount of headaches I perceive. Sorry. I mean, I suppose I could do this. Hang on, is there a way to turn Google Docs into a black format, like a night mode or whatever they call that? I actually don't know. Is there a way to do that? Anybody know? Because what you're seeing right now is my Google Doc. Like, changing the text to white, that's easy, but I don't know if I could just change the background color. I'm not seeing an option here. I could change theme. How the hell do I change theme? Hang on, I need to go ban other lore real quick. I also don't think this will help me, because this is an Android thing, which not only do I not have an Android, but I'm on a computer. Yeah, I know, but like, it's like, just go to this option setting, which is not on the actual document. But there must be an option somewhere, maybe here. Nope. Okay, that's not it. Hope you like this song, as we sit here trying to figure out how to get rid of the glare. Sure, Myron, go ahead. Thank you for asking permission for posting a link. So, okay, I've been processing your question for a bit here, Other Lore. I'm going to say yes, but I don't think... I don't know if they're actually going to do anything good. It's an extension. Well, I'm not doing that. I have really bad experience with Google Docs extensions. Whoops! Undo, undo. Alright, I know what I'll do. We'll just change all the text to be white. There we go. That's better, right? Whatever. Anyways, what the hell was I doing? I was actually looking at this for a reason. Oh yeah, I was typing a bunch of stuff. Alright, so I've been thinking about this for a bit, and I'm just going to codify all of these. Any questions? Yes, 12 positives just for the job system. Yeah, I was just trying to keep you in suspense, Other Lore. In-universe, I think it's an interesting idea that they would try to violate basically their own rules on the matter. Hang on, let me actually take a step back. Let me push that back. Out of universe, I think they just think it would be cool to write multiple datas in and have Brent Spiner play multiple people. And I think that's why they're doing it. Because Picard is the there's a term for that. Is the, hey, you like such and such, right? Here's something with such and such. It's that. That's so clearly and obviously what Picard is. It is aiming specifically for fans of TNG to try and hit the nostalgia marker. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. There's a big difference between good fan service and bad fan service. It is entirely possible Picard will be good fan service, but it is clearly designed to be fan service. That's why Data's in it, and that's why I think the idea of them adding multiple Datas is entirely feasible. Now, that's the out-of-character perspective, which I know you don't give a damn about, but it's the first thing that came to my mind. So switching to in-character perspective, we got two possibilities here. They have completely abandoned the events of Measure of Man, or they are continuing the events of Measure of Man and are actively basically making new androids which are then becoming citizens. Now, I think that latter possibility is more interesting, personally. What do you think? I want her to... How do I want this to go? I have to pretend I don't know the boss that's coming up, even though it's actually a pretty rough one, and I'm kind of worried here. That would be the abandoning the Measure of Man idea, Saldir. Starfleet's going evil. Well, that would be for out-of-character reasons, too, to be completely blunt. No, I'm serious. You can't tell me Discovery... Like, no opinion on whether Discovery is good or bad. Irrelevant. But you can't tell me Discovery hasn't been pushing the edge line a lot. If I was to be unkind, I would say that Discovery has been pushing the darkier and edgier line. Sorry, I'm really debating what I want to do with Lena here. I could do that. You know what? I'm going to cheat a little bit. Sorry. Really wish I had level 5 death. This is the second boss in a row that's going to be weak to level 5 death. Alright, let's do... Let's do this. Yeah, Saldir and I have actually had quite a few discussions about how evil or not evil Starfleet is, depending on how you think of it. Wait, no. Did she get the... No, she didn't. Here, put on the mantle. Put on the mantle, Galoof! Yeah, no kidding, Damashi. Level 5 death and Dark Shock is probably one of the simplest ways to break the entire game. Dark Shock is fun. Here, I'll get you an exact description here if you give me a second. Oh, it's not gonna... There's no link to it? Oh, come on. Hang on. So it's a blue magic spell, obviously. Oh, they call it Dark Spark in this version, that's why. So what it does is it halves their level. But the thing is it rounds down. So if you use Dark Shock basically a number of times on virtually any boss in the game, you will eventually get their level to something that's a multiple of 5. And extremely few bosses in FF5 are immune to status effects. And death is actually a status effect. By the way, I gotta be honest, I am legitimately tempted to give a plus to gameplay just because the bosses are not immune to status effects. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not, but by God, this is one of the only JRPGs ever where that's true. Pretty much across the board. Right, no, she's staying at night. Hello, End. What's up? Let's get a heal in before we go do this. So, the answer to that is yes and no, other lore, and I know that's not what you're looking for. So let's put this way. There is effectively one connecting thread between the Final Fantasies. It's called the Void. Now, the idea is that there's this kind of amalgamous, extra-dimensional thing. It's kind of like the astral plane that basically connects all of the different Final Fantasies together. But that connection is extremely vague and only really matters in very specific circumstances. Like, there's a couple of individual things that actually do connect across the Final Fantasies. Practically and functionally, the FFs are not connected, no. This is why, if you ever hear Final Fantasies fans debate whether or not someone is the Gilgamesh, it's because Gilgamesh is a single character who has been bouncing through the void to multiple FFs over the series. So, like, this Cid has nothing to do with any of the other Cids. Zero. He just happens to be named Cid. However, the Gilgamesh in this game is the exact same character as the Gilgamesh over in, let's see. It's the Gilgamesh in 8, the Gilgamesh in 9, the Gilgamesh in 12, the Gilgamesh in Dissidia Duodecim, and the Gilgamesh in 14. And I'd have to keep thinking past that point, but I feel like that's all of them. It's the same character across all of them, because he's bouncing through the void. There are also several points in which... 13-2, thank you. I knew there was another one, because of the arena. There are some... Damn it, Eric. There are some elements of the void that are relevant to the story in multiple FFs. The void comes up in 3, the void comes up in 5, the void comes up in 9, and yeah, in 8, sorry. It's kind of a minor thing, but yeah, the void is in 8. And we also have the void in, I feel like it's in 14, but don't actually quote me on that. Because Omega's in 14, but that may or may not be the Omega, because there's actually multiple Omegas. Hey, Sakage. So, for the longest time, I was under the presumption that 9's Gilgamesh was actually a pretender Gilgamesh. I'm not 100% sure about that. However, the fact is, Gilgamesh is in 9, whether it's that Gilgamesh or another Gilgamesh. So let me explain what I mean by that. You remember, so if you play 9, there's a dude with 4 arms who calls himself Gilgamesh. Now, my personal headcanon, I don't know the truth, because it doesn't really clarify, but my personal headcanon is that guy is not Gilgamesh. However, Enkidu is actually in 9, leaves a message for the real Gilgamesh, which basically shows that the real Gilgamesh did actually pass through 9. We just didn't see him on camera. And that's probably why the fake Gilgamesh took his name. Make sense? It's either that or the fake Gilgamesh is the real Gilgamesh. It's one way or the other, though. Gilgamesh, the real one, actually has been through 9. Anyways, point being, I hope that answers your question, Otherlore. I know it's not great, but the effective answer is no. The FFs are not strongly connected. If anybody tells you that 2 and 4 are connected, they are wrong. If anybody tells you that 7 and 10 are connected, they are wrong. Or right, depending on what you consider canon. Weird, I dreamt the airship was already finished. Airship's finished! You work fast. Yeah, you guys should probably take a break. Yeah, it boils down to what do you determine to be canonicity? Which is an argument that geeks have had for years and years and years. Because literally the creative staff involved disagree on what is canon and what is not. Or what is true and what is not wrong, I should say. So what is defined as canon is up to you. No, Kingdom Hearts is a completely separate thing. Sorry. There is literally no connection between Kingdom Hearts and anything else. That's been confirmed, unfortunately, because I thought there was actually one connection which worked really well, which has since been confirmed to be wrong. It's worth noting, by the way, the Void is not actually... how do I phrase this? The Void isn't a big black hole thing. I know it's called the Void, but the Void is the dimensional glue. It's what connects all of the different realities and subdimensions and dimensions together. That's what the Void is, and that's its nature. So, like Blue Wolf Alex says, you know, the idea of the multiverse being connected through the Void makes perfect sense. So anyways, we have to defeat the cannons in order to enter the floating continent, or excuse me, the floating city. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I actually talked about this extensively during the FF5 lore run, but they tend to use the term Void and Interdimensional Rift kind of interchangeably, even though the two technically refer to different things. If I was to try and use descriptions right now... Whoops! I didn't mean to do that. I'm not ready for this. There we go. I would say the Void is the interconnecting glue, and the Interdimensional Rift is the barrier in between dimensions. Dude, I just call him Other Lore, which is okay, because he also calls me Other Lore. So it works out pretty nicely. There is, in fact, a third Lore, although, funnily enough, neither Lore nor myself like him all that much. For different reasons. I'm kind of with you on that, Blue Wolf Alex. A multiverse doesn't bother me as long as it's well policed, for lack of a better way to put it. You know, as long as the connections between them make a degree of sense and are, you know, well done and all that fun stuff. Yeah, I was actually debating, because I kind of gave up on Blue Magic. And I can't think of... I don't know. It is a little bit too slippery, Damashi. It's the exact same problem the SNES FF4's airship had. I mean, Flamethrower and Missile are both pretty decent Blue Magic spells. I know what I'll do. I know what I'll do. I'm gonna bail on this fight. You can go up to the Ronkin Ruins from wherever, so you can just go up from, say, the library, which is a cheap, free, instant heal. So this is going back to what Damashi is saying. I'm trying to land on that one square. I could just... Oh, I had it. There we go. So I'm going to be like, you know what? Those look like blue spells I could learn. Wink, wink. Actually, you know what? We'll just do this. We'll keep him the summoner. Yeah, let's just commit. Happy New Year, Starscream. And we just learned flamethrower. Just immediately. At least I should have learned it. Oh, God, I healed the wrong person. I haven't decided, Thunderline. Those are pretty grindy to get to those, so I might not bother. Like, isn't it like 999 AP or something ridiculous to get dual cast? Or double cast? All 4 of them, Blue Wolf Alex. So yeah, it's a fun combo, but a little grindy. Yes, that was Ramu, or Rama, depending on who you ask. Yes, I'm saving every battle. Shut up. So now we'll learn a couple other spells. Hopefully. Happy New Year's, Baron. I use flamethrower on you. Yeah, rapid fire I might be more inclined to do. I'll debate it. No, Regibron. Well, I mean, technically, yes. So here's the deal. In FF5, the way Blue Magic works is the person who has learning on has to have the spell cast on them, and then you have to win the fight. I think they have to live. Don't quote me on that one, though. So with 4 Blue Mages, I have 100% guarantee that if they use a spell on me, I will learn it. Because everyone has learning. Make sense? But it's not a direct corollary. It's not like in 6 where Strago just needs to see a spell cast in order to learn it. I was gonna say, you res that thing. Or 14, which just punches you in the balls until you learn the spell. So there's Missile. So we got Missile and Flamethrower, neither of which is that useful. Damn right, Ian Cadete. What do I think of Blue and 14? Well, I probably just gave away my opinion by saying that it punches you in the balls. Supposedly they fixed it. I haven't actually played since they fixed it. But when I was playing it, it was basically you being punched in the balls. Over and over and over. If you were female, it would still punch you in the balls. It would find a way. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just do something real quick. Just curious of something really quick here. Well, the hope of this game is no one. The walk of this game is no one. Any questions? Relative to the series, yes, Zactaff, but not overall, no. Yeah, in order to really get the full value out of Blue Mage, Chemist, and Beastmaster, which is also required, you really do need to have a guide. Doesn't bother me all that much, and the game does actually kind of lead you towards a fair number of blue spells you can learn in the game. Ugh. See you around, Sailor. Ugh. Not really, Regibrock. I mean, my one playthrough where I beat Enuo, I did. But I actually never really used Necromancer. Because, I mean, you can't even get it until you beat Enuo. And by the time you beat Enuo, who gives a damn? Yes, Valvedrix. It's not a great optional dungeon. Not well designed. We're also not doing it this time around, by the way. Oracle is kind of dumb. I got it for its AP ability? Or its XP. One of them has XP up, and one of them has AP up, and I forget which is which. But anyways, I got him for that. But Oracle was such a cool idea, I decided to make an entire class based around it. You can ask Guido if it's any good or not, because he got a lot of good use out of it. I thought it worked out pretty well, but what the hell do I know? So the way my Oracle worked is you cast a spell, and what it does is a random effect based on a dice roll, and then you do a separate dice roll to determine if that effect is normal, bad, or great. Okay. That's an interesting outcome. I mean, we got moon flutes, so woo. But, wasn't what I was here for. I'll give it one more shot. Just the one. Basically, yeah, Thunderlion. Although I toned it down a little bit so it isn't, you know, a universally bad kind of a thing. Basically, the odds of something bad happening are actually pretty low. Unless you want to boost it, which makes it more likely for something bad to happen and something good to happen. So, to put it into dice terms, if you roll a 1, you know, bad stuff happens. If you roll 20, great stuff happens. And as you level, you can make it so that rather than rolling a 1, you can roll a 1, a 2, or a 3, but in payment for that, you can roll a 20, 19, or 18 in order to get the crit possibility. Basically increasing the crit range in both directions. Which led to some interesting things. Sorry, I really want this spell. I've decided after some thought, I really do want to just get this spell, so... I'm just going to sit here for a minute. Happy New Year's, Zillow. Here we go! Okay, perfect. So now I need to make sure she lives, so let's go ahead and get her back up. And we now have level 5 death. Actually, yes, and a lot of the book creatures here are in 14 and are referenced in 9. In lore, blue magic is taking the abilities of enemies and using it against them. Oh god, Regirock. Actually, fun fact, if you're doing a 4-job Fiesta challenge, the average level you are supposed to be when you get to the library is about 5. Or did I say 5? I meant 10. Sorry. Wrong number. Point being, a multiple of 5. I've actually seen runs die to this place because they were a level that was a multiple of 5, and bad luck. And yeah, I agree, the library dungeon's awesome in 14. It's one of my favorite dungeons, actually. Yeah, if you've been, ironically, if you've been leveling, which I normally don't do in a 4-job fiesta, but if you have been leveling, you're about level 15 when you get here. Learned Era and level 5 Death. That's a good haul right there. One of my favorite bosses in the whole game is a Stormblood boss. Go figure. Okay, so can you guess before I tell you? Let's just run. Or Valvedrix can just tell you. Happy New Year, Seraphim. Well, I'd give you a hint, but Valvedrix literally just told you, so... it's the fight where DPS literally doesn't matter. At all. That is to say, doing damage, not the DPS characters don't matter. Alright, yeah, let's go with that. Good morning, Kamarusko. Happy New Year. Yeah, I'd never wiped on Bardom until, like, that one. Now, I screwed up a couple of times, but someone in the group, I forget who, was just constantly, non-stop screwing up. Good morning, Bragwin. Happy New Year. Yeah, sadly, Alexander was either invented for 4, depending on who you ask, or invented for 6, which is probably more likely. Alright, wish me luck. This is actually a pretty rough fight. Let's get rid of those really quick. Come on, get the spell out. Like I said, Valvedrix, depending on who you ask, he was in 4, or... yeah, he was invented for, much big. 6. But yeah, if you look at the concept art for the Giant of Babel, it's Alexander. Now, they obviously changed that for every version of the actual Giant of Babel that came out, but some people would posit that that is the first actual indication of Alexander. Someone do me a favor and look up how much HP Soul Cannon has, please. Glad you like it, Brigwin. I still haven't come up with anything really useful to use them on, and I'm debating just turning them off. I should have done that. If I die, I know exactly what I'm going to do. Actually, do I have any... I do not, do I? You know what? Screw it. Aw! It's not going to tell me his health. I'll go back next time. Yeah, this is another DPS race fight, by the way. Plus the cannons, although we got rid of those very quickly. If I could just have one summon in real life. Let me come back to that. My favorite summon is almost always Alexander. Because, I mean, duh, right? Ah, here we go. So, I might live through this. Oh, wow, we did. Holy crap. Yeah, I was basically trying to think of the best healing summon off the top of my head. The problem is there actually are not that many healing summons. There's a lot of damage prevention summons. Like the one that gives you all blink, or the one that lets you go in the air, or the one that gives you protect status, or the one that literally makes it so you can't take damage for a while. Wow, we just wrecked him, didn't we? Well, no, Phoenix... I mean, it depends on which Phoenix, but generally Phoenix does fire damage to enemies and reses everyone who's currently dead. So, you know, useful stuff. Oh yeah, there's, that's actually a good one. What's her name in the GBA version? Because there's actually, like, 3 healing Espers in 6. Give me a minute here, I'll pull up the list. So we've got Kirin, which is like the first one you get. And then there's Lakshmi? Yeah, that's Starlet. So yeah, Lakshmi, which teaches Cure, Cura, Curaga, Regen, and Esuna, excuse me. Which is... yeah. And Seraph, I believe, is the other one? Yeah. Originally Seraphim. Yep. Which teaches Raise, Cure, Cura, Regen, and Esuna. So yeah, one of those would be the one I'd take in real life. Probably, Lakshmi. Starlet. Whatever his name is, damn it. Sorry, I'm looking up the next boss, because the next boss is actually pretty rough. I suppose I shouldn't, but, you know, whatever. I'm not going to do the... Of course, Thunderline. I'm not going to do the... 1,000 Needle strategy for the Archaeo Avis. But I am going to use the level 5 death strategy. I'm sorry, Aethel. Actually, no. What you have to do, Shikor, is you cast Phoenix at a cemetery. The fire damage is to the coffins and the dirt, so they are blasted out. And the res is to the people. So this is the first really long dungeon in the game, of which there's only like 5 in the whole game. Wish me luck, because this can be a bit rough. We're going to kind of lean on casual damage as we push through here. Yes and no, and... I mean, can you hear my computer right now? No, Thunderline. Doesn't work in a crypt, but in a normal cemetery, we got this. Okay, we're just gonna run. Hello, Pipeliner. What's up? I need to redo my abilities a bit. Let's do this. Ironically enough, that's a valid point, Shikor. The people who burnt a lot of money on their death, you know, it's whatever. Huh. How far did you get, Pipeliner Joe? Because there's only a couple of walls in 5. And most of them are pretty plot-relevant walls, so... You know they're coming, but... they're still walls. We'll decide if they deserve a negative as we go. Oh, they're not dead yet. As Ramo's just like, again? Fine. Well, this isn't a final level, Zach Taft, and no, regardless. Sorry, I'm debating something. Let's stick with it as is. By the way, these invisible things, you can actually see them if you have a thief in your party. So, you know, that's neat. Let's see if stone really is immune to fire. It's not immune to lightning. Sheesh. Come on. I don't remember where that enemy is, Pipeliner. I can remember I can picture the image, but I can't remember where that's actually at. It depends on how they do it, Zach Taft. There's a mutant in Marvel whose literal superpower is being extremely lucky. It works out well for her. That requires good writing to really make that work. It's entirely possible there's a blue magic here, but I don't know of any off the top of my head. In the Ronkin Ruins. Marvel does have Squirrel Girl, also known as a joke character, who doesn't count for versus arguments. No matter what anyone else says, they are wrong. Oh, hey, so there's the Enchanted Fan, which is either a sign of just how screwed up the Ronkins really were, or just gross. Take your pick. That's actually funny. Oh, everything has stupid stuff. Even the extant. That's not true. Nothing in the extant is stupid. I was mostly kidding. I'm sure there's stupid stuff in the extant. I just can't think of any right now. It's hard to judge something stupid in your own work. You know, you got a little bit of bias on the matter. I'm just gonna run from these guys. Or they could do that. That's cool. Sadly, I already have that spell, so thanks. Thanks for nothing. Mind control. Regibrock. God dang it. I don't remember where it is. Hey, you. Be a thief for a second. Ah, there it is. I actually technically already have access to mind control right now. Although, speaking of which, I should probably go ahead and level a Beastmaster on someone. Because you don't start out with mind control on a Beastmaster. Weirdly enough. I suppose they just assumed everyone in the end game, you know, doing the really hard stuff would be using Beastmaster anyways. Not that excuses it, but that's probably what they were thinking. Either that or they just weren't thinking. I mean, that sounds pretty lucky to me, Zartav. What the hell do I know? In the super optional post-game dungeon, or end-game dungeon, or however you want to think of that, you literally need a Beastmaster in order to progress. God dang it, I think I've been going the right way. You have to catch and release, or catch, or whatever, several enemies in order to progress through the dungeon. Like, the way the dungeon works is really weirdly structured. It's like a series of trials, basically. I gotta be honest, my memories of it are pretty vague, because I only did it the one time, and I did it with a walkthrough. But yeah, it's the super optional dungeon to go fight the super optional boss, which is Enuo. Spoilers, I suppose. Yeah, where's Enuo in 14, guys? Come on. Be a cool fight to do, right? Is this the wrong? No, this is the wrong. Uh-oh, Lamia's. I wouldn't keep Furion out of here. Oh, God. Enuo just shows up and's like, hi. And his first attack just kills the whole party. That's the fight. That's the whole fight, is his first attack kills the party. I would never decide that. That sounds terrible. God dang it, I think I keep going the right way by accident. Like, there's several chests in here I'm trying to get, and I keep accidentally going the right way. I'm not hyped for the 7 remake yet. Ask me again at the end of February. Then I'll probably have a different reaction. Right now, that's like, what is it, like 65 days off at this point, something like that. I got other things on my mind. Yes, Noel. That is a run that's already been funded at this point. No, Weads. No, 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 no. I'm not waiting an uncertain amount of time that may literally be never, and might be like 8 years, to play FF7R. Now, I am going to be pissed when it comes out on PC next year. You know, I don't remember if Remind is already in the funded category, but if you go to my website... I don't remember what's on the funded category off the top of my head. It's already started, Zactaf. It's already on the website. Okay, so Remind is in the funded category. I was right. Oh, am I hyped for it? No. Do we have a release date for Remind? I don't actually remember. I know, I'm 90% certain I'm not playing it whenever it comes out just because of scheduling. Because that's pretty much just the norm right now. The only games that are coming out this year that I'm going to make an effort to play when they come out is Cyberpunk and FF7R. That's it. Everything else can wait on the schedule. Now that being said, if I can manage to beat FF5... and 9, and 6, and Jedi Fallen Order, and Shovel Knight before the 23rd or 25th or whatever it is, then sure, we'll go ahead and push Remind to the top of the list. It is, after all, already a funded run. But no promises. This is one of the reasons I stress about my schedule so much. I guess in February. I was thinking about if I want to start the poll now. I think I'll wait until February to start the poll about FF7R. When's Cyberpunk? Spirit of Fire? Yeah, I guess. Not my style. April. Okay, so we got some time before I have to worry about Cyberpunk. That's one of our most requested fun runs ever, so that's going to be happening. Actually, that is the most requested run ever. Sorry, I'm debating something. Could do that. No, I can't do that, actually. Whatever. We'll just stick with this for now. Okay, so I got tons of time before I have to really think about Cyberpunk. Good. Depends on my mood, Zactaf. Most of my actual ship names are really basic, on purpose. The Hammer, the Skyclaw. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and make him a Geomancer for no reason. There we go. Okay. Back to being a summoner. What game am I yearning to play, but I wish I was further along in funding? Go look at the Vault. And basically everything in the Vault. That's not true, but most of the stuff in the Vault I added. Because I can do that. I have the authority to... That's not worth my time. To add games to the Vault. So if you see a bunch of games with zero funding, that's because I put them there. In fact, anything with zero funding is something I put there. Because you guys can't add a game without funding it. Whoops. That's also not worth my time. I mean, if someone's going to overhype or overhype, I mean, shrug. There's nothing wrong with that, really. The only question is whether or not it actually lives up to expectations. And I'm going to go ahead and say something a bit controversial. While I do think there is such a thing as overhyping, I think the line is a lot further than people think. In my experience, if you get really, really excited for something, and then it's actually really awesome, that can happen just as much as you get really excited for something, and then it's not as awesome. What I'm trying to say is that, you know, I don't think people overhyped Mass Effect 3. I think Mass Effect 3 failed to be the kind of game it should have been. Put it that way. It's like the Emperor of Mankind. You can't overhype the Emperor of Mankind. It doesn't work that way. God, summons are just carrying me through this. Ah, thank you very much, the Emperor of Mankind. Very much appreciate the sub, sir. Thank you. And Lena's dead. If you happen to know where you'd like to put that sub, as far as increasing interest or priority in a future stream, let me know. Now, it's also worth noting, by the way, that I should use my terminology more clearly. I think it's very possible for a game to be overhyped. I'm not 100% certain it's possible for a game to be overhyped. Ah, right, I had him doing that. And I can give you a specific example of that. Fable. Fable was overhyped. And if you don't understand the distinction, hype is externally generated. That's marketing buzz. That's the company. Hype is individual. That's you. And I believe you, Max Time. I do. Like I said, I believe it's a possibility. But in my personal opinion, my incredibly ignorant opinion, I would say that most of the time what we get is overhype rather than overhype. You know, like the majority of the percentage is on the hype side of things. Companies overselling or being like, oh my god, it's going to be the greatest thing ever. You know. He's the wrong class. Funnily enough, I didn't see any of the Witcher 3 marketing, because I was just like, no interest. I know I've said this 1,000 times, but I bought Witcher 3 without any intent to play it, and I didn't play it for a couple years. Wrong way. So which ones you got, Blue Wolf Alex, if you don't mind my asking? I'm trying to think of games I've been overhyped for. See you around, SJ. The closest I'm coming up with is a SNES game. You ever heard of Mega Man Soccer? Crap. Speaking of which, I should change that around. I was pretty hyped for Mega Man Soccer. Foolish young lore. What didn't I like about it? Have you played Mega Man Soccer? I suppose I could think of several disappointing sequels if I really thought about it. Like, say, Yoshi's Story on the N64. Chronicles X doesn't surprise me all that much on that list. Blue of Helix. Oop. I really didn't like Yoshi's Story. I smashed through it in an afternoon, and then just have never played it since. I don't know what a brookie is, but I hope you enjoy it, Mr. Rude. Alright, wish me luck against this boss fight. I am really not prepped for this fight. So hang on. A brownie with cookies. Interesting. Sounds like some forbidden archaic knowledge. Ow. No, I know exactly what I want to do for April Fool's this year. I don't know if I'm going to succeed at it, though, because it's actually going to be a lot of work. And I have a very busy schedule. We'll see, though. Okay. Wish me luck. I like how he flat out tells you it can change its weakness at will. Number 1 Mass Effect party member? Oh, I can't pick. No, really, I can't pick. Of course, the guy I need to go first goes last. Wind. Okay, okay. Because, yeah, we got Tali, we got Liara, we got Rex, and we got Garrus. And all of those pretty much tie for me. So... Aww. Well, that was a fail. Look, Morton's amazing, but he'd be, like, right after the 3? 4? I just listed. You see the problem, though, Aethel. Like, all the Mass Effect characters are so damn good that they're all just at the top. Oh, absolutely, Mr. Red. I just don't think it's positive-worthy for the most part. Yet. Gotta add that. that sucked. Yeah, see, none of the characters in Mass Effect 2 bothered me, and I know that's kind of a rare opinion, since a lot of people didn't like many characters in 2. Oh, you asshole! I think that's a wipe. That's a wipe. Alright. I don't think I even got to his second phase. Yeah, I like everyone in 1. No, that's not true. I like everyone in 2. I do not like everyone in 1. And I absolutely do not like everyone in 3. Yeah, I don't care for Kaiden, whatever his stupid name is. So that's why I can't list 1 on that. And Ashley's just kind of there in 1. But I don't dislike her. But I don't like Kaiden, Cotton at all. God, such an asshole. Not you guys, sorry. Happy New Year, Colgrim. Okay, hang on. So the next one is this one. Okay. Just making sure here. Yes, Colgrim. Do it. 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 Okay, so this one's... should be weak to nothing? This should be the physical one. Yep, so we're up to 9, 10, 11. No, Zach Taft. Sorry, I don't know who Camille is, so I can't answer your question. 14. Come on. Actually, I'm gonna do this. $17. So that should switch, which it just did. Perfect. Okay, so the next one. So that's Cure Up, first of all. So that's 5. That's actually 6. 11. So 13. That should be to our last form. Nope, we got one more. Okay, so this one's... So we need to recoup a bit. So, 1. Actually 2, but whatever. So that's 7. 9. 10. 11. 12. Probably 13, actually. 18. Yeah, here we go. So this is the big one. Come on. Look at it, such energy. This is the true power of the crystals. He doesn't talk like that. And we're done. Sorry, the reason I was counting is that's actually 4 bosses in one. Every 1600 HP, he changes forms. Now, there's actually ways to bypass that, but that's basically glitching the game, and I'm not set up for doing that. So I was counting to make sure I knew which boss I was on at a given point in time. Ugh. So, big cutscene. This is actually the biggest cutscene in the first world, arguably. In fact, we're just going to hit a series of cutscenes going forward here. This is bad. Something's got to be controlling him. So we have to beat him up, and then Ferris and Lena are like, no, you can't beat up our father for some strange reason. He's being mind-controlled, girls. Come on. With the 4 of you gathered like this, it'll be easier to destroy you all. Then Kryl shows up. I like to think the meteor literally impacts onto the floating ruins, which is just... also probably is what shatters the crystal. I mean, I'm just saying, other lore, if it's world is destroyed or kill my dad, I know which one I'm going to pick. Hang on, let me get my Section 31 shades going on. Actually, they're over there. Sorry. Grandpa, I'm so glad you're okay. And I kind of like this. This is how he gets rid of his amnesia. He takes his amnesia and he throws it off screen. Grandpa, I missed you so much. The FF5 is ridiculous, and I love it. It's still bad, but this is probably one of the only times I'm ever willing to give a pass for video game amnesia. In fact, I can only think of 2 times, and this is one of them. Oh, don't worry, I just hit him with a bit of thunder. He should be okay. Yeah, you could hit with stun. Lena, Sarissa? Sarissa, is that you? No, her name's Ferris now. Really is you. I can't believe it. You're alive. Papa, I can't believe your portrait looks so bad. You're one to talk. Meanwhile, that meteor hit causes the crystal to vanish. And hey, it's one of the best songs in the game. No, Terra is Thunderland. Cloud doesn't have amnesia. Galuf, it's good to see you again. For it means I have returned. Whenever we do the FF5 theater, I'm going to tell whoever's voicing Exdeath, you got to basically be smiling in almost every scene. Because he's just having so much fun at everything he does. Crystals, obey my obey my magic. Give me your power. Smite these vermin. Just think we're gonna sit back and let you do whatever we want? Well, yeah. Now the crystals have been destroyed. Next shall be your world, Galuf. He's just that good of a mage, Dakota. Literally, that's all it is. It's the same reason he does it in the world, too. So, of course, their father has to then sacrifice himself. But, I'm sorry, I should have read that out loud. Yeah, no kidding, Richard Brock. What he effectively does is as he's being attacked by the crystal, he actually sacrifices his life in order to replenish the crystal. Effectively removing the curse that was put on the crystals. The problem is, not only does he sacrifice some of his life to do so, but he's also being attacked while it's happening. So, you can see where this is going. You can't die? Sarissa, forgive me. I wasn't much of a father. No, I haven't, Zactaf. What'd they do with it? Lena, Sarissa, please stay together. Become each other's strength. And yeah, so they call Exdeath a warlock, but it's not like, say, World of Warcraft's warlock. He's not a demon trafficker. He's just an incredibly powerful mage, who also happens to contain multiple essences within him and has a natural regeneration ability. Yeah, sadly, Lightning could probably beat Exdeath in Alpha Canon. Samurai, Dragoon, Dancer, Chemist. Most of the really cool jobs they save for the Earth one. Like, they give you some decent stuff, and obviously Blue Magic is awesome, but most of the cool jobs are in the fourth one here. I prefer Exdeath over Exodus. Don't mistake me. Exodus is a decent name, but it's not his name. X-Death is stupid, but let's not get into that. You could do it, Diesel Edge. You can turn the difficulty down. Oh, excuse me. Lena? Ah, father's gone, isn't he? Meanwhile, Galuf is standing on the single most dangerous spot he could possibly be standing on, an airship. Right, we gotta get moving. Now! Huh? What's going on? It's all coming back to me. I remember everything as I punched out my amnesia, because I'm awesome. Exodus, an evil warlock from my world. 30 years ago, he came here to destroy this world's crystals. Well, I say Galuf, but what the hell do I know? I and 3 others, the Dawn Warriors, sealed him with the power of the crystals. Everything was fine for 30 years. We thought it was all over. Something bad was happening to the crystals. Once we figured it out, we took the meteors and came back here. Well, it was too late. Exteth's not only been freed, but he's returned to our world. That's because we used too much of the crystal's power, right? Actually, no, believe it or not. No, one of the interesting points of this story isn't just the fact that, you know, environmentalism, but they polluted the crystals with Exteth. Which doesn't quite fit into a typical real-life environmentalism mission. Don't shove evil spirits into coal veins. It won't work out well. No, to my knowledge, Galuf's name has never been spoken out loud. That's true for actually a lot of the older characters. Like, we've never heard Geshtal out loud. We've never heard Cyan out loud. There's several characters in 6 and 5 that have never been spoken out loud. In fact, only very recently was Celeste said out loud. That was in World of Final Fantasy. Well, there goes Galuf and Kryl. Now, we do know how Kryl is pronounced, because Kryl is said in 14. So that one's... Which is funny, because for years, people have been arguing about how to pronounce that one. Because there's like 7 different ways to pronounce an I, an L, and an E in succession. Ah, damn it, I had it. Bart? Yeah. So we've been talking. They're still fighting Exteth in the other world, and we've got to avenge Papa. And Galuf, he's one of us. We knew you'd get it. Alright, we got to figure out how to get to him. So we need to get to Sid Mid, because that's who we go to whenever we need to solve a problem. What's STO doing, other lore? Or has been doing? Other than making the Excelsior a really strong ship if you get the fleet version, because screw you. I mean, that irritated me in DS9 as well. Here's the Excelsior. It's somehow a match for the Defiant. I mean, I get that renovations are a thing, but Jesus, people. Whoops, wrong button. Done that a few times. So, we'll see, but this might be the first actual gameplay negative to the entire game. Like, real negative. Other than not skippable cutscenes, obviously. Oh my god! There we go. Now I gotta do it again. Ah! There we go. Okay. Hi, Darth Tyron. Yeah, I hope you're willing to voice an elderly, crotchety Sid here when we do the FF5 theater, which we're totally doing. Someday. There's a letter from Sid. Adamantite left over from the airship renovations is dangerous. Went to return it. Well, okay. Let's go back to the meteorite where Sid was. Dude, I think that'd be awesome, Slifer. As long as it was optional, and therefore Max Time isn't horrified. I got your back next time. But for real, I think actually having... Like FF12, sadly, was pretty much the perfect game to have an actual airship combat sequence. At least in terms of setting and story. Now, obviously, they could never have done that because FF12 was already having tremendous production issues, so... Oh my god. Oh, there's a chocobo here. But there's no Sid or Mid. Oh, there you guys are. What's up? What are you guys doing? Stay back! There's a boss! However, the adamantite empowers the portal! Actually, it's more like the adamantite absorbs the energy from the portal. But whatever, we're doing it to recharge and blah 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 blah. Agreed, Aethel. Oh, that would be so cool. How many of you played Assassin's Creed 4? Black Flag? I want you to imagine that kind of ship combat in a Final Fantasy game. Awesome. I can think of so much you could do with that, too. In fact, 3 would actually be a perfect game for that once you get the Invincible. Considering there's literally airship combat sections. It's just we'd restructure them to be you play as the ship rather than play as the party supported by the ship. Okay, so we can do these bosses in any order. I actually don't remember which boss is at which place. Each of these bosses can actually be pretty rough. Oh my god, there's tons of monsters in there. You guys go first. Okay. I think this one's Titan. And I am correct, so this is gonna suck. Because I don't have float. No, I agree, Colgrim. Absolutely. So I might be about to die. Right here. Nope, I lived. Happy New Year, Papa Neeks. It's another boss where there's multiple ways around that one. Did I say Happy New Year's? Happy New Year's, Papa Neeks. Sorry, I was distracted by a boss who was maybe killing me. It's okay, I lived. Since it's right here, let's just go ahead. Oh, come on! Oh god, it's Stray Cats! Run! Yeah, if you have float, Titan is actually a complete joke. I think I do have float, I just didn't have access to it at the time. Where the heck? There it is. But no, there's... Well, one of the bosses coming up is a very interesting fight if you're not set up for it. I'm pretty sure it's the waltz fight. We'll see when we get there. Sorry, I'm looking something up. Give me just a second. No, that's not him. Here it is. These guys. Okay. That's what I wanted to know. For God's sake. That's true, FF5 doesn't have wit. If FF5 had wit, it would be the best FF easily. Alas. Where's there she is? It's okay, the version of FF6 we'll be playing doesn't have Dancing Mad either. So yeah, this should be the AoE boss, I'm pretty sure. So the gimmick for this boss is it's a bunch of bombs, however, they have a script on when they die, they cast AoE instant heal to full. Res to full. So if you kill all but one and then kill the one, they all res each other. Like, check this out. I'm actually going to do this on purpose just to show it off here. Okay, apparently they're not weak to Shiva. I swear. Whatever. Yeah, so there's actually several ways around this. You can silence them, you can counterattack, kill them, you can trigger them into self-destructing, you can kill them all at the same time, or you can just kill them until they run out of mana, in which case you will effectively outpace them. For certain 4-job fiestas, though, this boss is very frustrating, because there's several job combos that just don't have the AoE to deal with this the normal way. You notice what I'm currently doing is I'm basically proccing them to use all their mana on curing. But I don't know if I've actually done enough. Because when they rezzed, they don't actually res their mana, just their health. Also, if you have Blue Mages and Aqua Breath, you can just wreck face here. But unfortunately, I didn't get Aqua Breath because I'm stupid. I might actually go and do that if I end up screwing this up too badly. So he dies. I don't remember if I could tighten these. Yep, I can. So they still had too much mana. So what's about to happen, for anybody who's played Molten Core, you know how this is going to go, is that. Now I got to try and trigger him to use up all his mana. I think I could do this. Ah. Oh well. When has that happened, Shikor? I can't think of an example of that off the top of my head. Ah, there we go. We actually burned enough MP. I was actually pretty close then. So there you go. There's one of the strats. Last boss is the Adamantoise? No, I already fought the Adamantoise. Nah, whatever. Right. You'll also notice, by the way, I'm saving in a separate slot. That's because I might have screwed up when it comes to the setup, so we'll see. Happy New Year, SJ. I'll believe you from the Tales of games. I don't know this that well. And yes, I do have Ninja, although I'm not ready to start leveling it yet. Getting close. As soon as Ferris finishes leveling, I believe this level of Knight, she'll switch to Ninja. So I don't remember this boss, actually. This is the one that's controlling them, but I forget which one this is. I'd agree with that, Roger Brock. Oh god, I know the Rage. That's the genie one, right, Colgrim? Or the Jinn one? I saved, right? Okay, Aqua. Oh! Oh, you know what? You know what? Hang on. I'm actually going to reset. I really would like to have Aqua Breath. It's a really nice spell. So I'm just going to hit the reset button, which exists somewhere. Right? There it is. I hate to waste the... Actually, let's do this. Where's Blue? Happy 20s, Star Wars. The Steam release is based on the mobile release, which is based on the GBA release, which is based on the SNES release, SJ. To go down the full chain. You're probably thinking, what about the PS1 release? Believe it or not, the PS1 release is actually a separate branch. They didn't keep it in mind when they were doing the GBA release. Basically, yeah, SJ. Come on, no! Don't tell me I have to start doing resets for RNG. If I kill this guy without getting the spell, I'm going to reset. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I really would like Aqua Breath, and this is a very convenient place to get it. Come on. There we go. And everyone lived even. Holy crap. Aw, that was even a good proc. Actually, Aqua Breath and the there's two in 6. And I actually can't remember what the second one's called. But I think it is Aqua Lung, yes. And the first one is. Because Woolsey... Hey, I don't begrudge that man. I really don't. He did the best he could. By himself. Like, that sounds like a nightmare job to me. Hey, translate this game. Okay. The whole thing. By yourself. Okay. I haven't decided, Damashi. Like, I've been trying to get a few blue magic spells, because I do like blue magic, and that is pretty normal for me. I have no idea, Reggie Bronk. So we're going to get a save here. And a save here. So now we have a save before Galuf leaves, and before we go to World 2. Happy New Year, okay. No turning back now. One-way trip, huh? You guys sure about this? We probably won't be able to come back home. That doesn't matter. This is more important. Screw the kingdom I'm the princess of. I agree. Screw the princess. Or screw the kingdom I am also the princess of. I mean, in fairness, and they never really talk about this, but the planet's literally dying right now. In fact, one of the really interesting parts about this story is they go through all this effort to stop X-Death, but doing so wouldn't actually save the world, because the world still was lacking its crystals, and thus would still rot and die. It's a rare example of, we must defeat the villain, and then we'll die anyways. So FF7 clearly took its ending beats from this game. Welcome to World 2, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, real talk. How many of you were wigged out when you realized you were going to go through a whole second overworld in this game? Bonus question. How many of you were wigged out when you realized you had a third overworld? I'll go ahead and raise my hand on that one. Like, at this point in history, multiple overworlds was still kind of a relatively rare thing for me. I mean, 4, like I talked about during 4 had the underworld and the moon, but both of those were barely there, right? Like, they might as well not have even been there. But this one has a whole other overworld. 6 doesn't even really do that to the same extent. Destroy it! Kill the creature that is here! God, Aqua Breath costs a lot of mana. Hey, he dropped a tent! Cool! Okay, so if you're not aware, if you just sit here long enough, they say, I guess we should put up a tent. The game actually doesn't progress until you drop a tent, but the game also makes sure you have a way of getting tents here. In fact, you can farm tents here if you really feel like it. Good design. Lena, there's something I've been wondering about. It was way back when we were on the North Mountain. Why'd you risk your life just to save that Drake? Sister, do you remember Mother? A little. Whenever I see a Hiryu, I'm reminded of her. How do you mean? Well, you see... Wait, what? Abductor! Alright guys, I got this. It's the hardest fight I'll ever do. But with my power and wits! And Ramu! Truth be told, at this point, I'm not sure what my favorite FF is. That's part of the point of reviewing them, Glorious. I mean, how can I fairly judge the best if I haven't reviewed all of them? Ugh, he got me. Ugh. If you win, you are still kidnapped, by the way. He's just more of a dick about it. Look at, hey, look, it's X-Death's completely normal castle. Where are we? Welcome to my castle. Our next death, Galuf and the others have made it to the big bridge. Fortuitous timing. Prepare the giant mirror. Yes, my lord. Perhaps I should thank you. You're about to become quite useful to me. That would be great, Darth Tyrant. Grandpa, look! What the blazes? That's far enough, Galuf. One more step and they die. Hell's bells, everybody fall back! We must let the evil villain win because he has hostages. Gilgamesh! Greg? Watch them. See that they don't try anything. No, Cashel. Although I'm curious what you mean by within the framework of the original trilogy. Oh yeah, Exdeath's portrait is actually acceptable, and it's one of the only acceptable portraits in the whole game. So this section can suck. You go back to Kryl, okay? Okay. My name's Dennis, by the way. Well, let me go get all their gear, which is conveniently right here. There we go. Alright, time to kill him. Or, I mean... So what is he right now? Blue... what? Blue healer. I don't actually remember the portraits in the Steam version. I'll have to load that up. I think I'm going to leave him like that, actually. Wish me luck. This fight can suck if you're not set up for it. And, I mean... We're not doing a 4-job Fiesta, but yeah. This is another one of those moments. So we gotta fight Greg. God dang it. Just gonna run from these. They're giant spiders, I mean, come on. I could see that, Cashel. The reason I was hesitating was because back in the original trilogies, Palpatine was supposed to be, like, the biggest, evilest guy behind the real evil guy. No, the Greg thing is exclusive to 14. Who goes there? First thing we're going to do is buff up. Now to see if Galuf can defeat Gilgamesh one-on-one. Aw. He's level 26. Yes, it took us till the second world, Little under halfway through the game, but yes, we finally have Gilgamesh. The worst character in the game. Lol, Sliver. I think we got this. Doing this as a berserker is fun. I forget which time, one of my times through, I had a really bad setup for this, and I just was getting railed. Inconceivable, hell. Well then, that's enough of a beating for today. Don't step out of line again! Galoof, sit tight, I'll have you out of here in a jiffy. I remember that, Velvetrix, yeah. That was just... Ooh. I'll verbally berate you later, after we've blown this pop stand. Let's get out of here. Run! Oh, actually, I need to redo some jobs real quick. There we go. Wait. You don't think Gilgamesh is the best character, Blow Up Alex, but you think Exdeath is the worst character in the game. Just making sure I'm getting that right. Sneak. Sneak. Here's a prototype for FF7's sneaking section. There we go. Really? They never do that again. It's just there for that one little tidbit. This is one of my favorite songs in the game, too, right here. But what does that have to do with Gilgamesh? Like, we were talking about Gilgamesh. Damn it, man. Ugh. Oh, stretch. It's also time for my break. So we made it past the hard part, which is good. Coming up is... the worst song in the game. I'll see you in about an hour.